Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and like. Our series begins with Sun, who goes to confess his feelings to the girl he likes, whose name is Yunsu. He tells her that he loves her and wants them to be together. And surprisingly, the girl accepts. She even tells him that he's handsome and that she has liked him for a while too. Sun becomes extremely happy when he hears this, and he starts making plans for the future. After all, he's in a relationship now, so he'll do whatever he wants. Suddenly, his friend calls him and wakes him up from his afternoon dream. Dear viewer, it turns out we were the ones dreaming. Sun wakes up shocked and fully conscious and realizes he still hasn't confessed to Yunsu at all. He gets upset, but there's nothing he can do, so he decides to head home. On his way, he sees Yunsu getting into a strange car. He gets worried and afraid someone might be trying to kidnap her. His inner courage appears, and he decides to follow the car. But it turns out our girl isn't kidnapped. Not at all. She and her family are vampires, and her father works in creating special sweet blood for his vampire customers. And because our heroine is a little special, she can differentiate between good quality blood and bad quality blood. Her father uses her ability behind her back to pick out the best blood to sell to customers, making huge amounts of money from her. Our girl is very upset about all this and hates what she's doing, but she's forced to continue because he's her father, and she doesn't want to disobey him. She arrives at the place where they test the finest blood types, and she starts smelling the good blood and telling her father which one is best. At the same moment, Sun arrives at the place where the car stopped. Suddenly, he falls off his bike and gets injured. His blood starts scenting the air, and our heroine smells it, terrified and shaking because she realizes a human is outside. Her father decides to kill him and take his blood, so she rushes out to protect Sun before her father gets close to him. At the same time, Sun enters the place, which turns out to be a bar that serves blood. Without understanding anything, he panics and keeps talking to himself. What am I doing here? Did I enter hell? No, this is too much. Did I walk into some parallel dimension or what? Suddenly, our heroine rushes out, grabs his hand, and drags him away. Sun stops her and asks what happened and whether he should call the police or not. But then she suddenly can't resist the smell of his blood, and she begins drinking from him. Sun panics, not understanding anything, but he can't resist Yunsu, especially because he likes her. He thinks, fine, anything for those beautiful eyes. Still confused about what's happening. Bro, you're going to get yourself killed. Yunsu suddenly snaps out of it, horrified by what she's done. She never wanted to hurt humans or go near them, so she decides to give him a pill to make him forget everything. She gives it to him and runs away. Sun immediately starts feeling a strong headache and loses control of his body. The next day, our heroine goes to school, worried about him. Suddenly, her father appears and asks if she managed to find the person with the rare blood type, someone with blood that tastes amazing and perfect for their customers. Our heroine is confused and tells him she doesn't know what he's talking about. He tells her to stop acting stupid because they both know what's going on, and asks whether she found the boy or not. She keeps denying it, and he realizes she's lying. He decides to drop the topic and leave, but his secretary figures out that the girl is lying and that she did find the person they're searching for and that they'll be able to reach him soon. Meanwhile, Sun wakes up and remembers all of yesterday. We learn that the pill didn't work on him. He didn't forget anything. He remembers everything clearly and knows the heroine is a vampire. Yet despite that, he isn't upset. Later in class, Sun gets injured again, and the smell of his blood spreads through the room. Our heroine panics, scared she'll repeat what she did yesterday, but she manages to control herself and stay away from him. When she goes to lunch, she decides to test him to see if he remembers or not, and asks him casually if he took the medicine. Sun asks, "What medicine?" and dodges the topic. She realizes he's lying and that he didn't forget anything, and now he definitely knows she's a vampire. So she decides to avoid him until she's sure of what he knows. She tells him to meet her after he finishes eating. Sun gets nervous, afraid of what she might do, maybe hurt him. But what scares him more is the thought that she might distance herself after he discovered the truth. Suddenly, he gets a call from our heroine. She tells him she's waiting and asks him to come urgently. He quickly finishes and heads to her. While she's waiting for him, she smells someone, a scent she recognizes, another vampire. When she goes to check, he suddenly disappears, which makes her more worried about Sun. At that moment, Sun is in the bathroom, and the strange man enters. He tries to approach Sun. Sun is like, "Bro, what do you want? Fix your attitude? Who are you? And what do you guys want from me?" The heroine arrives just in time, and she freezes when she sees the man. He's her ex-boyfriend. She pushes Sun away and tells her ex that she has decided to give Sun the pill and make him forget everything, so there's no need for him to interfere. She begs him to help her just this once. Suddenly, someone knocks on the bathroom door. Our heroine panics because it's the boys' bathroom. Her ex goes outside to talk to the students and tells them to use another bathroom, refusing to expose her. She manages to escape. As soon as she leaves, her best friend grabs her and tells her they need to go to the supermarket before Sun reaches her to bombard her with questions she doesn't want to answer. We learn that her friend always goes to this specific supermarket because the owner is handsome, but our heroine can't handle the crowd inside, so she decides to leave. The scene suddenly shifts as her ex-boyfriend appears in front of her and asks if they can talk for a bit. She goes with him normally, and she immediately asks what he wants from her after all these years, after he chose to leave her and walk away. He tells her not to worry and not to misunderstand. He didn't come back for her. He's looking for the person with the special blood, and he won't leave until he finds them. This worries our heroine because that person is actually the main hero, Sun. She asks if he already knows who the person is, but he denies it and says he still doesn't know, but very soon he will. And once he finds him, too bad, he won't live to see the next day. Our heroine feels a little relieved for Sun, at least temporarily. It means her ex still can't bring himself to hurt her, and that gives her a small chance. She tells him to do whatever he wants, just stay away from her and her friends. All she wants is to graduate in peace. Then she leaves him and walks back to class. When she returns, Sun keeps thinking about her and about her connection with the guy he met in the bathroom. He's tense and bothered the whole time. While watching her, he notices she keeps a strange bottle with her, taking a sip every now and then. He's like, "Wow, I want to drink too, guys," without knowing what it is, but we all know it's blood. Still, he doesn't care. Meanwhile, her ex goes to the nurse's office to steal some blood packs. She tries to stop him and talk to him, but he tries to tempt her into drinking his blood instead. Suddenly, the handsome store owner walks in, the guy from the supermarket, and when he sees her ex, he freezes in shock. It becomes clear that he knows him too. The plot thickens. At the same time, on her way home, our heroine keeps thinking about how her ex even found the school and how he learned about the boy with the rare blood. She feels like something is behind this, and it's definitely her father. Suddenly, she senses someone watching her. When she turns, she finds Sun right in front of her. Meanwhile, the handsome store guy, whose name is Hyun, takes her ex somewhere private to talk. Suddenly, Hyun attacks him and starts beating him. It becomes clear that Hyun is a werewolf and hates vampires because they harm humans. A fight breaks out between Hyun and her ex, punches flying everywhere. Hyun threatens him, telling him that if he ever approaches anyone again, he will kill him himself. And this time, he won't stop at just beating him up like last time. Meanwhile, Yeonso decides to take Sun to the park. They sit and talk, and he asks her about the blood party he saw when he visited her house. She decides to tell him everything from the start, that her family owns factories that sell blood. She even shows him her bottle. She explains that his blood type is extremely rare and special, which is why everyone is now chasing him. She tells him he needs to listen to her, trust her, and take the pill that will make him forget everything so he can live safely without anyone hunting him. Sun listens and takes the pill, but it doesn't work. Her heroine soon realizes it's because his blood is too unique. Nothing affects him, and because of that, there's no point in hiding from him anymore. He'll remember everything anyway. Still, she gets angry because she's scared someone will find him and kill him to take his blood. When she returns home, she finds her ex standing in front of her. She yells at him and tries to push him away, but he refuses to leave. Then she threatens to call her father, and her father appears. Her ex uses the moment to threaten her back. If she kicks him out, he will go after Sun and won't leave him alone. She panics for Sun, so she decides to just let her ex stay. As the saying goes, if you can't defeat your enemy, keep him where you can see him. The next morning, while preparing for school, she sees her ex again as she's having breakfast. He tells her about yesterday's fight, how he met a werewolf and fought with him. She doesn't care and tells him he can stay at her house, but he better remember it's because she allows it. She also tells him not to bother her, not to get in her way, and to act like he doesn't even know her. She makes it very clear that she will never go back to their past relationship. They're done, and each one now has their own life. When she tries to leave for school, he insists on going with her. She refuses, but he keeps pushing, and eventually she has no choice but to let him come. She warns him, "You don't know me, I don't know you. If you tell anyone we know each other, I'll end you." When she arrives at school, her friend asks who the handsome guy was. She means Choi. Of course, the heroine denies knowing him, saying, "What guy? What are you talking about? You're imagining things." Her friend keeps teasing her like, "Come on, you're my best friend. Tell me. Look at that face. Set me up with him. A date, a hangout, anything. Friends help each other." But the heroine refuses and tells her to stay away from him because he's bad news. Meanwhile, Choi uses the chance while the heroine is away and goes to bother Sun. He threatens threatens him and tells him he'll expose the heroine's secret to the entire school, that she's a vampire, and make everyone bully her. He even takes her blood bottle and starts letting the others sniff it to make them suspicious. Sun panics for the heroine. Suddenly, she walks in and finds everyone playing with her bottle, asking her about it, and telling her the principal heard she brings something strange to school, probably alcohol, and they need to report it. She starts panicking, terrified her secret will be exposed, but Sun steps in at the very last second. He takes the bottle, drinks from it, and they realize it's just an herbal medicine with a really terrible taste, so it's better if no one ever tries it again. He keeps coughing and apologizing to our heroine. She, however, is extremely upset because of what happened in class, so she goes to throw her own bottle away. Sun follows her, trying to comfort her. When she asks him why he did all that, he tells her he just wanted to protect her and stay by her side. She warns him not to get too close and tells him to keep his feelings to himself. Then she tells him the teacher wants them to donate blood and that he must be careful so no one finds out his blood type. She promises she'll protect him anyway. She thanks him for helping her today, feeling genuinely happy about how kind he is. It becomes obvious she's starting to like him. Choi sees them together, and jealousy appears all over his face. I mean, of course he's jealous. She used to date him before, so now he has to back off. Later, when our heroine goes with her friend to the supermarket, Hyun the werewolf sees her there and gives her friend extra items, so she'll share them with our heroine. But because her friend is silly, she thinks he has a crush on her, even though we all know he actually likes our heroine. Our heroine understands everything, but pretends she doesn't notice at all. When she leaves the supermarket, Choi shows up and starts bothering her. She doesn't know how to get rid of him until suddenly Hyun appears, and a fight begins. The fight that will decide everything. Hyun tells Choi to stay away from her. Choi starts warning our heroine about Hyun, telling her he's the werewolf who attacked him before, and that he can sense he's up to something bad, that he has a goal, and that he definitely wants to harm them. But Hyun doesn't give Choi a chance to talk, flips the whole situation, and exposes that Choi is the real liar, that he's a traitor who drinks human blood and should never be trusted, and that one day he will betray her and hurt her too. They keep insulting each other until our heroine gets fed up and leaves. Suddenly, her father's secretary arrives and asks her to come along because they have an important matter to attend. She goes with her, and both Choi and Hyun decide to follow. They arrive at an international auction where her father is presenting his product. He is shocked when he discovers someone else has made a fake copy of it, so he decides to rely on our heroine, who can distinguish between real and fake special blood. She manages to prove her father's product is the original and humiliates the person who stole their idea in front of everyone. This makes both boys incredibly proud of her. Afterward, Choi tries to talk to her, but she ignores him and tells him to stay away from her, that he doesn't have the right to get close to her anymore. She tells him she doesn't love him and slaps him across the face. The next day at school, she meets Sun and gives him a weird food mix, telling him that if he eats it, no one will be able to smell his real blood scent. That way, he'll be safe during the blood donation. She tells him to call her anytime if he needs help. He insists on walking her home, but she refuses and leaves. Later, when Sun goes to train, he's shocked to see that Choi is his training partner. They start playing soccer, and Choi plays aggressively, trying to hit Sun with the ball every time. Sun keeps avoiding it. When our heroine notices, her eyes show clear worry, and of course Choi sees that, gets even more annoyed, and hits Sun harder. Sun realizes Choi is jealous, and since it's all because of her, he decides to distance himself and walks away. The coach asks Sun to fetch something from storage. When he goes, he sees the item is on the top shelf and reaches for it. Suddenly, he cuts himself. Meanwhile, our heroine suddenly smells his blood and realizes he's hurt. She panics and runs to him. She tells him the food she gave him is working. No blood scent is showing, but he must be careful because Choi might smell his blood and discover the truth. She tries to help him clean the wound, but their friends walk in suddenly. She gets embarrassed and leaves, and Sun gets embarrassed too. Then they all learn the blood donation van has arrived. Sun donates blood, and when he finishes, Choi stands waiting, trying to smell his blood, but smells nothing. He gets suspicious and goes back to the nurse to try to get a sample of Sun's blood. When he smells it, he's shocked. He realizes our heroine tricked him and gave Sun something to change his scent. He goes to Sun and asks him if she gave him anything. Sun denies it. Choi threatens that if he doesn't tell the truth, he'll hurt her. Sun gets scared for her. Will he tell or keep the secret? Later, when our heroine is going home, she finds Sun's bike in front of her house. She gets scared and runs to him, asking what he's doing there. He says he was just worried about her. She snaps back, telling him he's acting foolish. She's the one who protects him because she's the vampire and can defend herself. He, on the other hand, has rare blood and shouldn't be walking straight into a vampire's house. Then Choi barges in, joking that that even if she invited a friend over, it's not like she'd eat him. She gets angry and embarrassed, and when she tries to hit Choi, he threatens Sun. She reminds him he once fooled her. Then Choi grabs Sun by the collar. She's shocked and hits Choi, forcing him to apologize. She then makes a drink for Sun and leaves the two boys to reconcile. Choi apologizes to Sun, saying he behaved that way because he was jealous. She stopped caring about him and started getting close to Sun, so he felt insecure. It was just a small fight. He didn't die, so he shouldn't be dramatic. Sun jokes back that he should have died so Choi could admit he was wrong. Then Sun talks to him and hints that he actually likes our heroine. Choi gets even more jealous and threatens to suck Sun's blood. Suddenly, our heroine smells blood nearby. She realizes Choi is trying to hurt Sun, so she runs to protect him. Choi has finally figured everything out, that Sun's blood is special and that he's the person they've been searching for. Our heroine begs him not to tell her father or reveal anything, and she tells him that if her father finds out, he'll kill Sun, and she truly doesn't want that. She doesn't want Sun to get hurt because of her or because of her family. She starts telling him her story, how her mother was human and how her blood was special, and how her father used to exploit her by constantly taking her blood. Until one day, she finally decided to put an end to everything. Her words soften Choi, and he actually gets affected by what she says. They both calm down, and she hugs him. At that moment, Sun happens to walk by and sees them. He gets upset, but there's nothing he can do. Later, when Sun decides to leave, our heroine offers to walk with him. On the way, he asks her if he can also become a vampire like them. She laughs and tells him he watches way too many movies. Are you crazy or what? There's no such thing as me turning you into a vampire. And even if it existed, I can't do it. I'm half human myself. My mom was human. My dad was a vampire. So even if that power existed, I wouldn't be able to use it. Sun apologizes for pressuring her and promises that he'll try his best to never bother her again, never hurt her, and never get her involved in danger because of him. He even suggests taking her out to dinner. When he notices she's upset, he starts joking with her and acting sweet until she finally laughs, really laughs, from her heart for the first time. But suddenly, she hears a noise, someone stealing. She runs toward the sound and finds Hyun standing over a dead body. When she sees the victim's condition, she immediately realizes a vampire was responsible. She gets anxious and scared. Because of her strong sense of smell, she starts detecting strange scents, one of them being alcohol. She realizes that the vampire killing humans must be someone who drinks alcohol. She asks Hyun what he's doing there, and he tells her the truth. He's been investigating these killings for a while, and he's found several bodies with the same marks. He's convinced that there's a serial killer targeting humans. This makes her even more terrified for Sun. At the same time, Choi goes to meet a mysterious stranger, and they begin talking about their plan, clearly something bad. Meanwhile, our heroine decides to take a break from school and investigate the killer herself. Rumors spread at school that someone is killing people with rare blood. One student asks, "What do you mean rare?" A girl answers, "It's blood that's different." Everyone starts panicking. When Hyun finds out that she's investigating the killer, he also decides to take time off and help her. He stays with her the whole day. She starts explaining to him how blood wine is made, and he's fascinated by all the details she knows. She tells him her family owns a factory that produces this blood-based wine, which is why she understands everything about the trade. Suddenly, Choi shows up and starts arguing with her because she skipped school to hang out with Hyun. He tells her, "I warned you before not to stay around that guy." She ignores him completely and cuts him off. He gets angrier and forces her to go home. When they arrive, she finds her father waiting. She directly asks him if he's behind the murders. He denies it. She says, "I know your filthy life. Money is all you care about. And now that my mom is gone, you're probably searching for another rare blood person to exploit and get rich from. Don't think I'll ever forgive you." She storms off while he shouts at her, but she doesn't care. She tells him she'll report him and that she's already suspicious of him. For the first time in her life, she stands up to him and declares she won't work for him ever again. Choi overhears everything and gets worried about her. As she's walking away, she almost gets into an accident. Sun rushes to save her, but Choi gets to her first. He rescues her and insists he'll stay by her side and help her with anything she needs. All of this happens right in front of Sun, who becomes jealous and upset. Meanwhile, as the nurse walks home, she is attacked by a vampire who drains her blood. Hyun passes by the same street and sees the body. He panics and rushes to the heroine's house to check on her. When he arrives, he finds Choi and punches him immediately. He tells them the nurse, the one with rare blood, is dead and someone took her blood. He suspects Choi, since Choi has been trying to charm her recently. Choi desperately denies it and tells the heroine, "Are you stupid if you believe him? I was literally with you. When would I have killed her?" But she doesn't care. She tells him she's already already been suspicious of him. They all go to search his room for evidence, but find nothing. Choi actually looks innocent. The only person left is her father. He's the only one who would want to sell rare blood to produce an expensive, elite blood wine. Choi tries to defend her father, telling her she should trust him at least a little. Meanwhile, her father is with his secretary, who shows him a picture of Sun and tells him, "This is the boy with the special blood, the one we've been searching for." Her father finally learns the truth and discovers Choi knew as well. She also tells him she's scared that Choi is planning something and might steal the boy from them. At the same time, Sun tells our heroine that he'll stay by her side no matter what and won't leave until they find the killer. He starts to subtly confess that he likes her. She blushes and tries to reject him. Choi arrives and sees them together, getting jealous again. That seems to be his only job in this whole drama. He kicks Sun out of the house and tells her, "Look, this is a house with a man living in it. Are you planning to bring guys here while I'm around? Nobody stays overnight here except me." She tells him to get out too. He says, "Why? You're beautiful and you know how to laugh. Why are you always annoyed with me?" She replies, "I swear I'm this close to losing it. Get out of my sight." Later, Choi worries about her and decides to text her, but hesitates. Eventually, he gathers the courage and messages her, telling her to meet him. He waits for her at the park. There, he sees a strange man wearing the same cloak as the killer. He panics and calls the heroine, telling her not to come. He's sure it's the murderer. The heroine panics for Sun's sake and wants to run to him, but Choi stops her. "You're half human, half vampire. Let me handle this." At the same time, Sun sees Young, the heroine's friend, being followed by the killer. He rushes to save her, but the killer attacks both of them. Back to the heroine. She tells Choi that Sun has rare blood, so the killer will target him. Choi realizes he can't stop her and decides to go with her to protect Sun. When they reach the park, they see Sun's bike, so they know he hasn't left, but Sun is nowhere to be seen. They find Young instead. She tells the heroine that Sun saved her from the masked man and that Sun confessed he's a vampire. The heroine is shocked and tells Young the truth, that she's a vampire too. Young is terrified, but the heroine reassures her. Suddenly, the heroine receives a call from Hyun. She meets him, and he tells her they've discovered the identity of the masked man. He's just a normal person who recently opened a new factory, which explains all the strange events happening lately. Our heroine starts wondering, if this person only cares about blood, why would he help them? As she connects the events together, she senses that there's something strange behind all of this. Hyun tells her that they managed to discover something important, a strange necklace shaped like the letter W, hanging on the killer's chest. Suddenly, our heroine remembers exactly where she saw that necklace before. It belonged to her father's secretary, Kang. Meanwhile, we go to Sun. He wakes up tied to a chair, and her father is standing in front of him. Sun is shocked and asks, "Who are you?" Her father replies, "Shut up and look at me. You're going to listen to everything I say and do it exactly. I'm going to be generous with you. I'll give you the deal of a lifetime. You give me a little of your blood, and I'll give you power, money, everything you want." But Sun refuses. "No, sir. I don't want your blood, and I don't want your money. I already promised your daughter I would never do anything like that again, and I'm not breaking my promise. Come on, she's my crush. I can't embarrass myself like that. Look, I donated blood yesterday. Go take some from them." Her father gets annoyed. "So, you want to make this difficult? Fine. I'll just take the blood by force." Sun panics and doesn't know what to do. At the same time, the heroine arrives with Choi and Hyun. When she sees Kang in front of her, she asks where Sun is. Kang refuses to talk, so the heroine decides to search for him herself. When Kang tries to stop her, Choi and Hyun threaten her. Kang calls all her gang members, but none of them stand a chance. Bones are breaking left and right, dear viewer. This only makes our heroine angrier. She finishes them off and manages to reach Sun. When she tries to take him with her, he refuses, saying he doesn't want to hurt her father. She gets mad and says, "My mom was naive like you, and look what he did to her. I won't let him do that to my lover too." Her father is shocked. "Your lover? And don't accuse your mother. She died sick," but she mocks him. "She wasn't sick. She died because she kept donating blood to you until her last day." She cries, grabs Sun, and leaves. Her father is stunned as he realizes he's the reason his wife died. Outside, the secretary tries to manipulate the heroine, telling her this is her only chance, that Sun is valuable to them. But the heroine says she doesn't care. Sun is the only one that matters. The secretary snaps, "You must be stupid. And poor too. Sun is valuable. Everyone will want to use him if we don't. Starting with Choi. Don't think he helps you because he likes you. He's here for revenge." Our heroine freezes, confused. Choi uses the moment to ask about the person who killed his father. The next day, Young goes to school. Everyone is talking about the killer and mentioning vampires. They start accusing the heroine, saying she always drinks strange things and acts oddly, as if she were a vampire. Young defends her fiercely. Sun's friend hears the fight and comes to help her, staying by her side to comfort her. Meanwhile, Choi and Hyun go to the place where Choi's father was killed to uncover the truth. Hyun tells him not to blame the heroine. She had nothing to do with it. She's a victim too. Her mother died as well because of all this. Our heroine goes to check on Sun, who is unconscious. She feels guilty and breaks down. She remembers her moments with him and realizes she loves him. Suddenly, Sun wakes up. He learns he survived because of her and blushes. His friends visit to check on him, and once they see he's fine, they leave. Sun uses the chance to confess his feelings, but he's too shy, so she surprises him and confesses first, asking him to be her boyfriend. Bravo! She did it. She got herself a vampire boyfriend. Dear viewer, Choi then decides to leave her and travel. When she asks why, he tells her the truth. I didn't like you. I wanted to kill you, to avenge my father, but somehow I ended up falling in love with you. I came to kill you, and now I'm here trying to save you. I can't hurt you. Your father was responsible. Yes, but I'm done. I'm leaving everything behind. Meanwhile, her father decides to atone for his sins. He goes to their house and tells Choi the truth. He and Choi's father were friends 100 years ago and started the factory together. Then, Choi's father was put in danger, and her father couldn't protect him. He has lived with guilt ever since, and expanded the factory because of that guilt. He hands Choi the factory contract. It's yours now. You should be the one running it. He apologizes to Choi for hiding the truth. He apologizes to his daughter, too. From now on, live the life you want. I won't interfere. Just forgive me. She and Choi decide to give him a second chance. After that, she says goodbye to Choi, who finally leaves for good. We then go to Hyun. He goes to a mysterious place to meet someone. Suddenly, the masked killer appears, the same one stealing blood. It turns out he works for Hyun. All this time, Hyun had been deceiving the heroine and everyone around her, trying to discover the secret behind their special drink to recreate it himself. And with that, our story ends here. Please like and subscribe. See you in the next drama. Goodbye! Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and like. Our series begins with our heroine Juri, who is sitting with her friends, when suddenly, one of their classmates walks in excitedly and tells them she has disastrous news.